Good morning, students. Welcome to BCom third sem supplementary English e-class. Today we are going to discuss the lesson "The Power of Prayer," written by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. I think all of us know, all the people of India know about this great personality, about this great man who was the former president of this nation and a world famous scientist of India. Apart from being a scientist, he was a good writer, a well-known writer also. He has written some books and he has always been an inspiration for the youth of this nation. In fact, he was a kind of mentor for all the people of this nation, but in particular I would like to say that he was a kind of icon for the youth of this country, that is our nation, India. So before going to discuss the power of prayer lesson in detail, I would like to give you some information about this one of the most popular scientists of our country, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Full name of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was Abul Pakir Jainulabdin Abdul Kalam, 1931. He was born in 1931 on October 15 and he died in the year 2015. He is fondly referred to as APJ. Was one of the greatest scientists of our times, of our country, born and raised in Rameshwaram. I have written this word on the board, Rameshwaram. What is Rameshwaram? Rameshwaram is a town in Madras, in Chennai, or in today's Tamil Nadu. It was a hometown of our beloved scientist Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Born and raised in Rameshwaram, Kalam rose from humble origins to shoulder important responsibilities as the Defense Research and Development Organization, that is DRDO, an Indian Space Research Organization, well known as ISRO. He was popularly known as the Missile Man of India. All of us know him as the Missile Man. For his contribution to the scientific research and modernization of defense technology in India, he was awarded Bharat Ratna, which is the highest civilian award in our country. He was awarded Bharat Ratna Award in 1997 for his contribution to the field of science and technology in the field of research. He served as India's 11th president from 2002 to 2007. All the Indians know this fact. He was the president of one of the biggest democracies of the world, that is India, and was arguably one of the most popular leaders that modern India has known. After demitting office, he took up teaching assignments and would spend most of his time interacting with the children and youth of the country. Of course, in his lifetime, he was definitely popular among all the people of the nation, but he was most popular among the youth and children of the country. He has written some outstanding books also, which are working as a lighthouse to show us a path to go ahead in our life, in our personal life as well as social or national life also. So he has some outstanding contribution to the field of literature. I would like to tell you about the books that this great scientist Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has produced or has penned down or has published or written. First book is My Journey. Second is Wings of Fire, which is autobiography also. And third book is Ignited Minds. The excerpts this lesson tells us the harmony in which people of different religions coexisted in Kalam's hometown, that is Rameshwaram. Kalam here talks about the power that prayer has in making one transcend means what? Transcend means cross, to go beyond, transcend all man-made barriers. Now this is important word, man-made barriers. What are these man-made barriers? It means the barriers which we, the people, have created, which are not naturally created, which are not created by the Almighty God, which are created by we, the people. For example, religion, caste, creed, etc. Then, the spiritual ways of his parents influenced him greatly and went a long way in shaping his secular outlook. Secular outlook. I am giving stress on this particular word, secular outlook, because we are a secular country. The people of different religions or religious background live together peacefully in this nation, and constitutionally also we are a secular nation. So he learned a lot of things from his father. The name of his father was Jainulabdin, and his mother also, whose name was Ashi Amma. So these two people were great people in his life, and both of them shaped his life to a greater extent. Whatever he was in his life, it was due to the efforts taken by his parents. His father, Jainulabdin, and mother, Ashi Amma. Other than these three names, you will find another name. Three names means what? Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Secondly, his father, Jainulabdin. Third, his mother, Ashi Amma. And another character is there in this lesson which is very important for all of us to know about, and that character is Pakshi Lakshman Shastri. Who's this Lakshman Shastri or Pakshi Lakshman Shastri? He was the high priest of the Shiva temple. It means there was a big temple of Lord Shiva in the hometown of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And his hometown, Rameshwaram, was famous for Shiva temple. But there was not only the temple, there was one mosque also. Very close to APJ Abdul Kalam's house. Now I would read the lines and would explain you what is given in this lesson, the power of prayer. He says, I was born into a middle class Tamil family in the island town of Rameshwaram in the erstwhile Madras state. It means he was not born in the rich family, he was not born in the financially very sound family. He was born into a middle class family, middle class Tamil family. He was living definitely in Tamil Nadu, and that is why this word is used. Tamil must be his mother tongue also, as he was from Tamil Nadu. In the island town of Rameshwaram, in the erstwhile, I have written this word on the board. Erstwhile means former Madras state. I would like to tell you about this Madras state. At the time of independence in 1947, Tamil Nadu was part of an administrative unit in British India called Madras Presidency or Madras State. In the year 1956, the Tamil speaking areas of Madras Presidency or state were carved into a separate state called Madras. It means in 1956 the Tamil speaking areas became a separate state. It was well known as the state of Madras or Madras state. In the year 1968 there came another change. The state was renamed as Tamil Nadu with its capital city at Madras. Today we know this city of Madras as Chennai. It means the government has changed the name of Madras, and today it is Chennai and not Madras. So next it says, my father means APJ Abdul Kalam's father, Jainulabdin. My father, Jainulabdin, had neither much formal education nor much wealth. It means His father was also a middle class man. He had not much money with himself. Secondly, he was not highly qualified. He was not a highly educated person. See the contrast here. See the contrast here. Abdul Kalam was a scientist, but his father was just a common man. He was not highly qualified. He had not much formal education. Then he says, despite these disadvantages, he says definitely those were the disadvantages for APJ Abdul Kalam, because he was not born in a rich family. His father was a very common man. His father was a very simple man, but he was a good man. He was a very good-hearted man, kind-hearted man. How it is given in the next paragraphs. He had an ideal helpmate in my mother, Ashia. What does this particular line tell us? It means Jainul-Abidin, Abdul Kalam's father, had the good company of Ashia Amma. It means his father's wife. She was also a very good lady, and she always helped Jainul-Abidin in nearly all the things. Then he says, had an ideal helpmate in my mother, Ashia Amma. I do not recall, I do not remember. Abdul Kalam says, I do not recall, I do not remember the exact number of people she fed every day. It means there were so many people who she invited, who Ashia Amma invited for lunch or dinner. It means she was really a very kind-hearted woman. She was a good-natured woman, and she fed many people who are not from her family. I am quite certain that for more outsiders ate with us than all the members of our family put together. All those people were from outside. They are not from Kalam's family, or they are not children of Jainul-Abidin. So this way, she helped the people in nearly different things. My parents were widely regarded as an ideal couple. They were regarded as an ideal couple. Definitely, they were a good family. They were an ideal couple. My mother's lineage means family or descent. I have written this word here. Lineage, family or descent, was the more distinguished. One of her forebears means ancestors. Whose ancestors? Ashia Amma's ancestors, not Jainul-Abidin's ancestors. Her forefathers, Ashia Amma's forefathers. One of her forefathers or ancestors having been bestowed the title of Bahadur by the British. It means one of the persons from her family had been given this title, this honor. What honor? Bahadur. This title, Bahadur, was given to one of her ancestors by the British. This way, they were well distinguished people in that area of Rameshwaram. I was one of many children, a short boy with rather undistinguished looks. He was not very fair, he was not very good looking, but he was a good man. He was a very good man. I was one of many children, a short in height, with rather undistinguished looks, born to tall and handsome parents. Born to tall and handsome parents. It means Abdul Kalam wants to tell that his parents were really handsome, but he was not handsome like them. We lived in our ancestral home, which was built in the middle of the 19th century. Their home, where they were living in the town of Rameshwaram, was constructed in the middle of 19th century It was a fairly large pakka house. Pakka house. Pakka house means what? Pakka house means the house made of bricks and limestones. It was not clay was not used for building this house, their house. Kalam and his father, his mother, and other brothers and siblings. It was a fairly large pakka house made of limestone and bricks on the mosque street in Rameshwaram, and the area is also given by APJ Abdul Kalam. It was on the mosque street. Mosque street. It means he was living in that particular area where there was a mosque also or a masjid also. My austere father, I have written the meaning of this word, austere. It means his father was somewhat rigid or strict by nature. My austere father used to avoid all inessential comforts and luxuries. His father did not like comfort and luxuries. It means his life was really hard. And in the very beginning, I have already told you that his father was a middle class man, that not much amount of money themselves, and that's why he lived a frugal life. However, all necessities were provided for in terms of food, medicine, or clothes. This line tells us that his father was a good caretaker of his family. He provided good quality food, education also, clothes also. On different occasions, he got new clothes for his children. He nurtured in well mannered to children. In fact, I would say mine was a very secure childhood, both maternally and emotionally. I normally ate with my mother, used to eat along with his mother, sitting on the floor, sitting on the ground of the kitchen. She would place a banana leaf before me. This is actually the tradition in South India. They serve the food on the banana leaf. Even today, you will find this tradition in South India, in the southern part of our nation. I normally ate with my mother sitting on the floor of the kitchen. She would place a banana leaf before me, on which she then ladled. Ladled means would put rice and aromatic sambar, a kind of sambar, a variety of sharp kind of curry, sharp homemade pickles, and a dollop of fresh coconut chutney. So they would was served with all these things at the time of dinner as well as lunch. The famous Shiva temple. Now here the information is given about the Shiva temple. I already told you about this temple, which was famous in the town of Rameshwaram. In fact, Rameshwaram was famous for this temple, that is Shiva temple. The famous Shiva temple which made Rameshwaram so sacred, sacred means pavitra or holy, to pilgrims, was about a 10 minutes walk from our house. It means, it shows that he was living in the mosque street areas, and somewhere nearby, in that area, there was that Shiva temple. This shows that the people of different religious backgrounds, Hindus, Muslims, and the people of other religious, cultural, linguistic backgrounds also were living amicably, in friendly way, in friendly manner. There was no any dispute on the basis of religious principles or religious faith. This shows that the life was really good in the town of Rameshwaram, and the people of different religions were living together happily, amicably. So the famous Shiva temple, which made Rameshwaram so sacred or holy to pilgrims, was about a 10 minutes walk from our house. Our locality was predominantly Muslim. It means the people from Muslim religion were living in large number in that area, of course, in large number. But there were quite a few Hindu families too. But the people of different religions, from the people from other religions also were living there. Our locality was predominantly Muslim, but there were quite a few Hindu families too living amicably, in friendly way. They had good relations among themselves. There was no any dispute, there was no any problem so far as the religion was concerned. No any matter, no any dispute. Living amicably with their Muslim neighbors. There was a very old mosque in our locality where my father would take me for evening prayers. In the very beginning, I told that they were living in the mosque street. It means, it shows that there was a mosque also. And in the same area, there was the Shiva temple also. So, Kalam's father was a spiritual man. Kalam's father was a good man. His father was a religious man also. Though he was not rich by wealth, he was rich by his goodness. And Kalam's father, Jainuddin, would take Kalam in the evening to the mosque for prayers. Now see, I had not the faintest idea, even the slightest idea of the meaning of the Arabic prayers. The meaning of the Arabic prayers. It means the prayer was said, or the mantras or all those things were chanted in the Arabic language in that particular mosque. So it was beyond understanding of APJ Abdul Kalam, because that time Kalam was just a child, and he would regularly go along with his father Jainuddin to the nearby mosque, would sit there, would learn the prayer, but did not understand anything of that prayer, because the prayer was in which language? The prayer was in Arabic language, and the mother tongue of Kalam was Tamil. But I was totally convinced that they reached God. I was well convinced of this fact, that whatever they were saying there, whatever mantras they were chanting, whatever prayers they were doing in the mosque, would reach God. When my father came out of the mosque after the prayers, people of different religions would be sitting outside waiting for him. It is really a good thing, unusual thing that generally happens in our country. The people who are living in the town of Rameshwaram would be sitting outside the mosque, and they will be waiting for Kalam's father, Jainuddin. After he had finished the prayers in the mosque, would come outside, and the people who were already waiting there for him would meet him. Actually, all those people would carry the bowls of water. Whether it was a tradition or what, it is not given. But the fact is that they would always carry the bowls of water with them, and Kalam's father, Jainuddin, was always requested to dip his fingers in that water. And they had the faith that if this is done, the water will become holy, and it was capable of curing the people, especially physically handicapped people. And after this, the people would go to Kalam's house also, if the relatives or the family persons got cured. The high priest of Rameshwaram temple, Pakshi Lakshman Sastri. I have already written the name of this person, Pakshi Lakshman Sastri, who was the high priest or the chief priest or the main priest or the principal priest of the Shiva temple of Rameshwaram, had actually good relations with Kalam's father, Jainuddin. And they always had good discussion on the spiritual issues, on the religious matters. Was a very close friend of my father's. One of the most vivid memories of my early childhood is of the two men. Two men here means Kalam's father Jainuddin and the high priest of Shiva temple, Pakshi Lakshmana Shastri. One of the most vivid memories of my early childhood is of the two men, each in his traditional clothes or dresses, discussing spiritual matters, religious matters. When I was old enough to ask questions, I asked my father about the relevance of prayer. My father told me there was nothing mysterious about prayer. One day, Kalam asked this question to his father, and his father answered the question in a very friendly manner that there was nothing mysterious. There was nothing mysterious in the prayer. Rather, prayer made possible a communion of the spirit between people. A good rapport is established by prayer among the people. When you pray, he said, you transcend your body and become the part of the cosmos. Transcend, it means you go beyond, you cross. It means when you pray, you transcend your body and become the part of the cosmos. Cosmos means universe, which knows no division of wealth, age, caste or creed. So, when you pray to God by heart, definitely you become the part of the universe and you transcend all these man-made barriers also. It means directly or indirectly a good feeling in yourself is created. You feel that you are the part and parcel of the entire society, of the entire universe. I would like to use this word universe, the cosmos. My father could convey complex spiritual concepts in very simple, down-to-earth Tamil. As I have told that Kalam's father Jainuddin was a spiritual man, he was a religious man, he had good knowledge of religion, he had good knowledge of Quran and other holy books or texts also, and that's why he was capable or able of explaining some complex concepts which were there in the religious texts and in simple Tamil language. It means in his mother tongue.